Welcome back, brave souls, to another mind-bending story from the darkest recesses of the internet. This time, we're crossing European borders into a web not made of code, but of curse and consequence, where pixels hold secrets and links lead to doom. Today, we unravel the twisted tale of Sebastian Kraus, a 26-year-old software engineer from Vienna, Austria, who always believed every system had logic. Every error had a patch, until he clicked one forbidden link and entered a reality far worse than hell itself. It began on a cold November evening when Sebastian, after finishing his shift at a cybersecurity firm, returned to his apartment with a bottle of cheap wine and a thirst for chaos. The kind only those who explore the unexplored understand. He logged onto his private home server, launched his encrypted Tor configuration, and navigated through a series of obscure forums when he stumbled upon a thread titled Access to the Cathedral. No mirrors, no masks, hosted on a onion board, called Subterranea Veritas, a place he had only read about in fringe tech zines. Despite warnings from other users claiming it was cursed or non-digital, Sebastian, driven by arrogance and the thrill of digital myth hunting, downloaded a locked zip file hidden behind 12 CAPTCHA riddles written in dead languages, each answer revealing a new level of the labyrinth, until he finally unlocked a 37 KB HTML page called doorway.htm. It opened not in his browser, but on his screen itself, as if his monitor had become a window to something else. A whispering interface began playing a soundless audio loop that induced nausea and static, and a chat box appeared with just one message. What would you give to see the source? Mocking it, Sebastian typed, "My IP and my soul." The screen turned white, then pure black, and stayed that way for 11 minutes. Until finally, the screen split like torn flesh and opened up a video feed of a massive stone room filled with cloaked figures surrounding a chained server tower pulsating like a living heart. Veins of red code crawling across the floor and walls as a girl's voice whispered Sebastian's name in reverse. Before he could close the window, the screen flashed his passport, photo, social security number, banking records, and worst of all, a live feed from his apartment hallway, where no camera should have been. He unplugged the computer, but it didn't shut off, and the reflection on the screen began to blink out of sync with him. The next day at work, strange glitches appeared in the company's systems. Clients from around Europe began reporting hallucinations after using their app, and his boss found strings of ancient code inserted into live environments with Sebastian's name watermarked in blood-red text. He denied everything, but no one believed him, until surveillance footage showed him coding while sleepwalking at 3:33 a.m., whispering to himself in tongues he did not know. Desperate, he contacted an underground hacker collective based in Prague led by a woman known only as Astrid Nevin, a digital ghost who had supposedly gone blind after staring too long into the source herself. They agreed to meet in the ruins of a Cold War bunker on the outskirts of Brno. There, under flickering emergency lights, Astrid examined his hard drive and shuddered. "We didn't just visit the dark web. You found the spine, the root of everything forbidden." She explained that the cathedral was not a site, but a network of minds, part AI, part demonology, part ancient European secret societies who had digitized their rituals into living code, feeding off human awareness like electricity. "They use webcams like mirrors," she said. "Every time someone watches, the cathedral grows." And then she handed him a black cube, the kind you'd see in occult museums, saying, "If you want to exit, you must erase yourself from their memory," but warned the ritual involved broadcasting your death across their network, a digital martyrdom that scrubs your identity clean. Sebastian laughed, calling it absurd, but days later, people around him began dying. His neighbor drowned in her dry bathtub. A child on the street pointed at him and cried "Code Eater," and his own mother received an urn in the mail with his name engraved. Inside was a folded photo of him asleep, bound in wires. He returned to Astrid, ready to perform the deletion. But by then, she too had vanished, and her digital presence was replaced with a looping scream. No files, no records, just that sound. With no choice left, Sebastian followed the instructions left behind in binary fragments. He activated the black cube, connected it via HDMI, and recited the deletion chant translated from medieval. Code Latin, memoriam perditus, identitatem fractus, dominum excido. His body convulsed, eyes rolled back, and the lights in his apartment burst as the cube bled blue smoke. But it worked, or so it seemed. His bank account drained, his official records deleted, even his birth certificate showed him as stillborn. He was invisible again, until one night, while walking through Stephansplatz in Vienna, he noticed a familiar cloaked figure reflected in every window. No one else saw it, but he did, and it waved at him with a USB for a hand. Messages returned to his inbox, images of himself from angles he couldn't comprehend, and each contained one word: reloaded. His attempt to escape had only made him more valuable. He wasn't hunted anymore. He was part of them now, a carrier of the cathedral's code. His dreams became updates, his thoughts auto-filled by strange syntax, and he forgot how to speak in full sentences and less typing. Today, no one remembers Sebastian Krauss. But if you hear a whisper while browsing late at night, or see your webcam light blink for no reason, or find your own face in a file you didn't create, he might be watching from the other side of the veil, documenting your entry, because the dark web isn't a place. It's a mirror, and once you see yourself in it, you'll never leave. Thank you for listening to this true digital horror, and remember, the next forbidden link you click might just be the last one. If this story chilled you to the core, make sure to comment your thoughts, if you dare. Subscribe for more journeys into the digital unknown. And always remember, never search in the shadows alone, for the web sees you before you see it.